we have ourselves a stadium. So Ohio's legislature has allocated that $600 million from unclaimed state funds towards the new dome stadium in Brookpark, which is obviously a major boost for that $2.4 billion project. Governor Mike DeWine signed the 2-year budget on July 1st, a couple days ago, ensuring that the funding would happen without dipping into tax revenues and enabling repayment via stadium revenues. So it's official, and they purchased the 176 acres in Brook Park for $76 million. Noah, what do you think?
Yeah, I think we've talked about this topic a whole hell of a lot, right, man? So I don't mean to beat a dead horse with it sucks. I want it downtown because I'm a downtowner and I love downtown's atmosphere, whether I will be downtown in 2029 or not. Um, it adds to the allure of a Cleveland Browns game and to the city of Cleveland. It sucks that that isn't going to be down here and come 4 years now, but the stadium, the plans, the jobs it's going to create, all of the different things that are involved with this project, I'm not going to lie, it excites me. I've been saying since I stepped foot in US Bank Stadium, the home of the Minnesota Vikings, that the Browns having a stadium like that would be the perfect middle ground with open glass top so it feels like you're outside, but you don't have to worry about being in negative 15-degree weather on a Friday or Saturday or Sunday or wherever they're getting flexed because no one cares about watching them when they're 3-13 last week of the season. I like it. I'm excited. It's time to move on. Mayor Bibbs put out his tweet moving on. Basically, I want to see them renovate the lakefront and do some of the stuff that some of these politicians have been telling Clevelanders and greater Clevelanders and Northeast Ohioans alike for years that they're going to do. The stadium's gone. Let it go. You got your money for that grant. Let's see something be done down there.
All right, since you covered pretty much all the angles of the stadium from a fan perspective, and I agree with you, yes, it would have been cool downtown. It wasn't feasible. I'll be heading to a game in the new dome because it's going to be cool as hell, and I can't
If you
wait to
can
see it.
afford it, that's
Well,
the
yeah,
problem. Keep going though.
it should be cool as hell though. But I want to I want to just step back for a minute and talk about the political side of this because while I railed pretty hard against Mayor Bibb for making it a political issue because frankly he just wanted the tax money to remain in his city, I will say that giving $600 million in public funds, I don't care if they're unclaimed funds, that's still public money, to a billionaire to build a stadium. I know we're talking that's, economic growth versus, public good or whatever, but that's bullshit. Jimmy should be paying for this. Um, you know what Ohio is near the bottom at nationally, Noah?
What is that?
Infant mortality, opioid deaths, and rural hospital access. So could that 600 million have done some good for the actual communities in Ohio that support these Browns? Billionaires should be paying for their own fucking stadiums. And I'm going to say that as bluntly and as harshly as I can because it's bullshit that we had to dip into state funds to pay for any bit of this. And I don't care about the economic development. If Jimmy wanted a goddamn stadium, he should have paid for a stadium. And it's just a shame that, they're going to have that shiny new toy over by the airport. Like you said, I'm not sure who's going to be able to afford to actually go to it. Everyday blue collar Clevelanders, probably not. And for what? For a team that's probably going to continue to fucking disappoint us? I'm a little angry from the public side of it. And keep in mind that this administration, the governor, is a Republican. And I'm not getting super political here, but I thought that party was all about saving money. And now we're just giving it away for dome stadiums. I don't know.
I get what you're saying, and I'm always with the sentiment that owners should pay for their own stadiums, but there's other cities that would pay for it, and then you start going down that route. So I get what you're saying. I agree with what you're saying. I'm not trying to not respond to what you're saying because I don't think there's anything else I can really add to it. The main thing I think about is the everyday Clevelander, because
Mhm.
I would think I would still be in a position, I would hope I would still be in a position 5 years from now where if I have to spend $200 a seat, plus even if it's in the nosebleeds to sit down and watch a game there for the first time, I'm going to, because that's how big my fandom for the Cleveland Browns is. And I know there's a lot of downtowners, there's a lot of the greater Cleveland folk that cannot afford to do that. I really, really hope, and I've said this before here on the show, and I am going to continue to reiterate it, that the Haslams do what a lot of these other big owners, like the owner in Atlanta, has done, and not price out everybody. Atlanta has the cheapest concessions in the NFL. They have the cheapest parking in the NFL. They built a bougie ass stadium like what Jimmy is going to build in Brook Park. So he can do the same thing and still see great profits. And I hope, knowing what this team means to this city and knowing what good comes from the dog pound and, the real tried and true Clevelander being at this game, that they stick with that. Do I believe
Wait,
it's going to happen? Probably not. But do I
you
want it to happen? Of course.
you do know that there were projections and models based on the average ticket price, right?
Yeah, and it's not looking good
Do
already.
you know what it was?
I think the average or the average upstairs, the average nosebleed ticket's like $2,000 for season tickets. It's like double the price of what it is right now at
Well,
the
I'm saying
lakefront.
average ticket price period. But
What is that?
average ticket price is in the $700 to $800 range, they're saying.
The average ticket price is that high. You know where they're at right
Insane.
now? It's somewhere like 250 or something like that. They're like top 10 in the NFL for actual ticket prices there in the stadium that they're at right now. So to me, doing something like that makes absolutely no sense. I think there's going to be a lot of uproar about it, but you never know what's going to happen.
Mhm.
Knowing us as a city, we're still going to pay the prices as part of the problem too.
No, we're not. Here's the thing: $700 to $800 a ticket. You said our average is around 250 right now. Every Sunday on the day of, I can find tickets midway through the season for about $10. So
Yeah.
if we don't field a competitive team, I'm not worried about prices at all.
Well, that too. I mean, you're talking sticker price versus what season ticket
Right.
members or someone who got excited before the season and is now just trying to not deal with the ticket anymore and go to the game and deal with the logistics. I'm excited for the stadium. I hope they do right by the fans. We shall see. Even if it is a little bit more expensive, I hope it's not $800 compared to like 250 like we're talking about. Um, but Jimmy got his way. Congrats on you, billionaire. Whatever, man.